Hi everyone, and welcome to part 1 of my Sims 4 Seasons Let's Play. So before we get into things, I wanted to quickly introduce myself in case any of you are new here. So my channel name is TheTidesChanging, but you can call me Ashley if you want, and on this channel I have Sims content, mainly builds and Let's Plays. And with my Let's Plays, I like to have more of a storytelling element, because that just makes the game more fun for me. And in this series, we're going to be following the lives of Madison McFadden here, and her nieces Robin and Rachel Winslow, who she took in after the unexpected passing of their parents. So this little tot here is Rachel Winslow, and her other niece Robin is off at school, but we'll see her later on in the part when she gets home. And I do believe we need to get her, we need to get her out of here, so we'll go ahead and let her out and maybe play cards with her, you know, show her some flashcards or that kind of a thing. Alright, stop watching TV, let's do that. So anyway, we are here about 2 months after the passing of Robin and Rachel's parents, and life is getting a little easier, but it is still tough. And a little bit more about what happened that night is that their parents were headed to a restaurant they owned to run in the evening and look over the closing of it when a surprise snowstorm rolled through, and they thought that since hardly any snow had stuck to the roads, they had nothing to worry about. But on their way home, they hit a patch of ice and lost control of their car and unfortunately did not make it home. And ever since that night, Robin has felt a lot of guilt over how their last conversation went and how they argued over something as silly as her playing music really loudly and waking up her sister when they're trying to get her to sleep. And I know it's cliche to dwell on that, but it happens a lot for a reason. When you lose someone close to you, when you're not expecting it, you tend to think a lot about how the last time you saw them went and how it could have gone differently. And ever since that happened, Robin has gone through this weird mix of at times realizing how important family is and wanting to be closer to the family that she has left, and other times rebelling and pushing them away. And this is just driving Madison nuts because Robin will stay out late and all of that, and Madison just can't seem to get through to her or get her to take her seriously. And Rachel, on the other hand, like, she's really young. She doesn't quite fully understand what has happened, but, you know, it's affected her in a way as well. And they ended up living here in San Myshuno with their aunt because she is really the only family that they have left. Their grandparents have passed away a few years ago due to complications having to do with old age, because Madison was actually an unexpected child they had later in life. Like, they had a sister Eve when they were in their early 30s and figured that was gonna be it, but ended up having Madison about 20 years later, so she didn't really have a typical sibling relationship with her sister, as she was already off in college by the time she was born. She felt more like a cousin or some other kind of family member that comes to visit on holidays and occasional weekends. They still get along really well, though, and she was always close to her nieces, especially Robin, who was a lot closer in age to her than her actual sister, because her and Robin are only about a couple years apart in age. Or not a couple years, they're about 6 years apart in age, because Madison's 22 and Robin is 16. This change in dynamic with Robin has caused some problems, though, because Madison was like the cool, slightly older aunt to Robin, and now she's having trouble getting Robin to take her seriously as a guardian, like I was talking about earlier, like with the whole her staying out late and arguing with her all the time and then butting heads. So yeah, that's definitely been a struggle. And as far as what happened to the restaurant that their parents owned it with another family, and that family has taken over full ownership of it. And that family was the Miles family, who I will show here because she does, of course, know them. So we have Joyce Miles and her husband, Malcolm Miles. And how that came to be was that Malcolm and their father, Grayson, were best friends at college. And when they graduated from college, they began pursuing their dream of owning a restaurant. And they ended up running a pretty successful one. So they're still keeping the restaurant going, and they were originally from Brindleton Bay, so that's where the restaurant is, that's where the Miles family lives, that's where they used to live. And the Miles family also has a daughter named Amber, who was Robin's best friend growing up, and that was really because their parents just pushed them together, you know, because they were always meeting to discuss stuff about the restaurant, and they would just have the two of them play off to the side while they were doing that. But they have just drifted apart some as they got older, because they used to be super close, like friendship bar all the way full close, but as they got older, they got separate interests and drifted apart because of that. And then Robin really began to push Amber away after she moved to San Myshuno, because part of her just wants to leave that life behind. So Amber has been trying to reach out to Robin and keep the friendship going, but it hasn't really worked out. Robin just kind of doesn't really, like, she just kind of wants to leave parts of that life behind. And in addition to taking in her nieces, Madison has also taken in the family's cat, Rosemary, so they just kind of got her cat stuff crammed in all around here. And okay, looks like we have to clean the litter box, which is unfortunately in Madison's bedroom, which is not ideal, but there's not really a whole lot of space anywhere else for it. And I'll talk a little bit more about the apartment later on. But yeah, this family was made in a Created video like a month ago, and originally I think I said that Rosemary was Madison's cat, but I don't know, I just decided to change that little detail there. So anyway, we are starting the series off in spring because that whole car accident happened back in the winter. We're a couple months out, so now spring is just beginning. And I also just like the idea of starting in spring because it's kind of like a fresh start, a new year, and plus I wanted to be able to take advantage of the whole gardening thing. And as far as how we're going to do that with them living in the city, I did create a community garden and cafe combo, so that's where we're going to be going to do that. And I did upload a speed build of that like recently, so I'll have some kind of annotation linking to that. And also I wanted to show their traits and aspirations. There's always like a whole bunch of this just talking in the beginning of a Let's Play, but we got to get through it. So anyway, her aspiration is freelance botanist, so she just really wants to learn all there is to know about gardening. And as far as her traits go, she is family oriented, she's good, she's unflirty, relationships really aren't her thing. Like she sometimes thinks it would be nice to have someone like a partner in life, but the other parts of the relationship she's kind of on, so she doesn't know if she's exactly gonna go down the path of finding someone to spend the rest of her life with and get married and have kids and all that. But she does still really want kids, and she always figured that someday maybe she would adopt her own kids. But you know, and she has adopted kids in a way, but it's just not the way she wanted it to happen. You know, like no one ever wants it to happen this way, but yeah, she is now a parent in a way. And then she is in the gardening career. She was originally a cop, but found it really difficult to juggle that career with taking care of her nieces. And plus, she also wanted to have a job that felt a little bit safer. She didn't want them to fear that she wasn't going to come home from her job or anything like that. Like, she didn't want her nieces to have to fear losing her. And plus, she just needed something that was a little bit more flexible. So she ended up leaving that career and joining a career that had more to do with another interest of hers, which is, of course, gardening. And also thank you to SkyChamp658 for giving me the idea for that little tidbit. Because originally, when I first made these Sims, she was just in the crop career, but I wanted to change that so we could actually experience a gardening career. And it looks like she's going out here to play in the rain, because, yeah, it is unfortunately a dreary day here in San Myshuno, but the flowers are starting to bloom, things are starting to get a little bit more colorful outside. And I think it's actually almost time for Robin to come home from school. So we'll talk about her traits and aspiration as well. So for her, she wants to become a master chef because as much as she likes to pretend that she doesn't care, or it looks like she swiped an object. Yeah, she's also a kleptomaniac. But yeah, as much as she likes to pretend that, you know, she doesn't care and all of that, she always admired her parents running of the restaurant and always wanted to do that someday as well. So her goal is to, like, once she gets out of high school, to eventually open up her own restaurant, because she does have a love of cooking, although that's something that she kind of keeps to herself. And as far as her traits go, she is a kleptomaniac, as I just said. I don't think I'm going to keep this trait permanently. Like, I think I might change it when she's a little bit older, but for now, as part of her, like, kind of rebelling and acting out things, she does occasionally steal a few things. She has some sticky fingers, so we'll probably have her do that some. And then she's also a foodie, which goes with her her whole love of cooking and food and all of that. And then the essence of flavor, so she does have a bit of extra skill with cooking. And she also does have a part-time job as a coffee stain remover, so she works at a local coffee shop. She actually works part-time at the cafe that she likes to go to garden, but she just works out early in the mornings. And it also looks like Rachel's a dirty diaper, so we should probably get her to take care of that. Yeah, I think Rachel's asking her to change her diaper right now. And also, since she moved to San Myshuno, Robin has got a new friend group, which Madison really does not like. She feels like this friendship group is partly responsible for Robin's acting out recently, because, I mean, before she kind of had her rebellious tendencies. Like, she acted out a little bit here and there, like the whole thing with her playing the music, but it really wasn't that bad. But it just got a lot worse since she moved here to San Myshuno. Madison feels like it's probably due to this group that she's hanging out with, but she's not sure if it actually is. or, it's just her dealing with the loss of her parents, or, like she's not sure if that actually is what's causing it, or if she's unfairly judging this group based on their appearance. Either way, she doesn't really have a good feeling about this friend group and wishes that Robin would stop hanging out with them and go back to hanging out with her old friend Amber, who she feels was a much better influence on her. And this group is basically like a knockoff Renegades, and I don't think we'll do anything with them in this part, but I think in the next part we'll probably have her go ahead and hang out with them. And I also made a little club for Madison, so this is like a knockoff Garden Gnomes. Just call them the Green Thumbs, although I'm not sure if that's exactly true because none of them are really that great at gardening, but they do meet at that community garden that I was talking about. So I think that's what I'm gonna do in a little bit, because yeah, I think we're finally done with all the introductory rambling that I wanted to do. Like, I think now I got a pretty good idea of who these Sims are and where they're at in their lives. Looks like she's still looking after her sister, which is really cute. Like, she has resented her sister at times because Robin was about 13 when Rachel was born, so she had gotten used to life being a certain way, like things in the house being a certain way, and that of course all had to change once Rachel came along. And she just always got really frustrated by no, I don't think I'm gonna go to that, but yeah, she always got really frustrated by how everything in the house had to be catered to Rachel. Although she is now feeling a little bit more responsible for Rachel, knows that she does need to be there for her. And oh yeah, so about their whole apartment, I mean, you've probably seen the whole thing by now, but this was an apartment that Madison got just for herself, and it was an apartment that she got for really cheap because rumor has it that there was a murder that occurred here at one time, so the landlord was just trying to get it sold for really cheap, or get someone to rent it for really cheap. So originally this was Madison's bedroom, but when Rachel and Robin came to live with her, she knew that there was no way the two of them would fit in this little room over here, so she let them have the bigger room and then took the small room for herself. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Let's see what we've got here. Julia Wilson would like to come over to hang out. Oh yeah, so she's one of the Sims in her little gardening group, but I mean, we're gonna go out and hang out with them in a little bit anyway, so I don't think that was necessary. Oh, and also, another thing I wanted to do was take a look at the calendar here, see what we got going on, add a couple holidays. Because with seasons, we got this really cool calendar where we can make our own holidays. We can also add events and like plan parties and stuff ahead of time, which is really cool because that's something I've been wanting to do in The Sims 4, because I don't like how you have to start a party like right when you want to. I like that you can plan it a few days ahead of time. But anyway, I wanted to tweak the holidays a little bit, see what we have coming up. So we do have Love Day coming up over here, but I think I'm going to actually get rid of this holiday because I don't think it really serves much of a purpose for this family, because as I said, Madison, like relationships aren't really a thing that Madison is big into, so I don't see her really wanting to celebrate this, and then I don't see Robin wanting to as well. I see her being more like, oh, Love Day's stupid, it's just a commercial holiday to get people to buy cards and all that. Like a lot of people are about Valentine's Day. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this, and, I'm sure when it pops up in the holiday, we'll completely remove it so it won't reappear next year. You know what, okay, maybe I won't get rid of it, because I would like it to happen in future years. Like, that is unfortunate how it won't reappear the next year if you delete it, so I think we'll not delete it. We'll just leave it there, and I don't know, we'll just not have them celebrated. And it looks like the day after that we also have Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is pretty cool. I like that they added that in here. So there are some random holidays that you will see from time to time, but what I did want to do is add in a holiday that's kind of like Easter, but isn't Easter, so I think we're going to go ahead and add that in here, and I think we'll just call it Flower Fest. Because I just want it to be like, kind of like a celebration. Oh, actually, was it? Hold on, was it supposed to be nice? Oh, let's actually make it, although we're gonna have like 3 holidays in a row, but that's fine. I don't think this is one where, yeah, so they don't have a day off of work or school for that. So I think we'll add one in here when it's nice and sunny out, because I wanted to just have this holiday that's kind of like a celebration of spring and the flowers blooming and all of that. So we'll call it Flower Fest, and it'll just be something where they spend a lot of time outside. Let's make the decoration theme spring. All right, so I guess, I don't know if it's going to do much good to get one of these for them because they live in an apartment. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know if that's really that useful for them. So anyway, I wanted to have an egg hunt as one of the traditions, and then the flower bunny, and what else do we got? Like, what other cute outdoorsy things are there? I just love how they have all of these different traditions. I'm not sure if there's any other ones. Let's see, are there any other ones that are really gonna work? Oh, we can also change this icon, so I think we have this kind of Easter-like one, so we'll go with that. Maybe gardening. Yeah, it is supposed to be Flower Fest, so I think we'll go with gardening. Maybe I don't know about giving flowers. What else do we want to do? I think I might just leave it at that because I don't really see much else that kind of goes with that whole theme. So there we go. We'll have that be it. There we go. We've got Flower Fest coming up in a couple of days, so we'll probably get to that in, I don't know, like part three or something like that. Not exactly sure. And then I wanted to add another holiday in the winter that's kind of like a day of remembrance for their parents, like just to, like just on the anniversary of their death, like they just kind of take a day to remember them and tell stories and eat a meal together and just spend time together as a family because, while Robin and Rachel lost their parents, Madison also lost her sister and brother-in-law, so it's just really hard for everyone in this family. And it happened kind of early on in winter, so I think we'll do it on this day. So let's just go ahead and add a holiday, and I guess we'll call it Celebration of Life, or maybe like Remembrance Day. Oh, wait a minute, I think there's an extra E in there. Whoops. All right, there we go. That should hopefully be spelled correctly now. And then let's see if there's an icon here that works for that. Let's see what we got. I think this one works, so we'll just go with that. And then let's not take the day off of work or school for this one. And I don't know, we don't really need to do decorations. This is just kind of like a private holiday for this family. So we'll have remembrance as one of the traditions, and then telling stories, so they can just tell stories about their parents and sister and all of that, just kind of like tell memories that they've had with them. And let me see where having a meal was, because that was another one that I wanted to add. So let's have a grand meal. There we go. And I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, I think that's good. Oh, that's cool. Attend a holiday ceremony. I'm not sure if picking this makes the game set something up, or it's just kind of like you choose where to go to complete the tradition. Like, this might be something you maybe use if you want to have a funeral, but that's already happened, so I don't think we need to do that for this. All right, so there we go. We've got that coming up in winter, so that is pretty far away. And I was thinking that we could have them live here in the city for a whole calendar year because someone, Nando, suggested that to me on Twitter. So that way we can just experience all the seasons here in San Myshuno before we move over to another world, because this apartment is really cramped. I think they're going to be wanting to get out of it as soon as possible. And let's also take an umbrella, because we do have this really cool umbrella holder that we can pick umbrellas from. So let's just go with, I think we'll pick this one for her. And then let's also have Madison come up here and take an umbrella as well. And surely I wanted to have her finally go out to that community garden that I was talking about, so that, oh, let's go with that one. That's cute. And then I don't think she can take, yeah, no, she can't take an umbrella. That makes sense. But yeah, I finally wanted to really get to some gameplay and have them go out to the garden to tend to it. And it is pretty cold out. Yeah, I guess spring here in San Myshuno is a bit colder. But let's go ahead and finally have her start that gathering with her group, the Green Thumb. So let's gather at community garden / cafe. And I think once we get there, we'll just have her bring Robin and Rachel along so they can hang out there as well. And yeah, I'm really excited for this because we do have stuff there, like a bunch of the stuff there that came with seasons, like the swing set, the kiddie pool. I don't think we're gonna really want to use that because it's so cold out, but there's also the beekeeping box and the florist table. So here we go. All the members of the group are here. So we have Brendan Abrams and Julia, who she got a call from earlier. I also added both of the members of the Beta family. So we got Jess Minder and Arun. I don't know, for some reason I just thought they seemed like they would want to join a group like this because they live like right over here, and I thought they'd be cute members to add. I also added Moira from the Garnums. I probably should delete the actual Garnums, but I just thought it'd be good to add one of the members of that group to this one, so it looks like they are on ordering some drinks, because I did have for the activities I had, of course, gardening, being friendly, and drinking coffee. Ooh, I just realized, because I set this club up before we actually got seasons, so I'm thinking we could probably add some of the stuff from, yes, we can. All right, so we can add some of this stuff. I'm not sure if beekeeping, yeah, it looks like beekeeping doesn't show up here. Yeah, I just looked through some more of these, and I didn't see that, so maybe it is included in 10 Garden, but what is she up to? So she is going to water the plants that are here in the greenhouse. I mean, we don't have to worry about that with these plants out here because we got plenty of rain that's been coming down all day to take care of that. And I think, yeah, a lot of these plants, oh, this is, yeah, I didn't really, because I did plant some plants ahead of time, but I didn't really pay attention to whether, or no, this actually is in season. Yeah, it is. So some of these are in season. We've got a Christmas rose bush, which is definitely out of season, but here we got a crocus flower. Yeah, so this is supposed to be like, just kind of like a bunch of flowers here. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it like that. I was kind of trying to keep it semi-organized, but not really. Like, I'll probably just end up planting plants wherever. So what are we doing? We are ordering a drink. Is she hungry? Yeah, she's hungry. So we'll actually let her eat a little bit and talk to the other members of her group. And I think I'll just keep it. I'll just keep it her here. We'll focus on her for a little bit. And I mean, she could use a break from Rachel. You know, like she's watching her all day. So now that Robin's home from school, she could take care of watching her. And then the next day, because she does have work the next day. So what I was thinking was that we could have her work from home because this is like the careers from City Living where you can choose to work from home. So we can have her do that. She can come here, do her work, keep an eye on Rachel that way. So this career has just been really, this job in general has just been really good for her with having to take care of her nieces because she has a lot of flexibility. She can, oh dear, he's not a very good barista. Yeah, but she just has a lot of flexibility and can more easily take care of them than she could with the job she had to leave behind, which she was sad about because she did really want to be a cop because she is good. She wanted to be able to help people. But this is nice as well. She always did have a love for gardening. She just didn't really plan on making it her career. So we'll go ahead and have her talk to Brendan here. Asked to push on. Oh, is this? Oh, that might be friendly. I don't think we'll do that. Let's have her go over here and not ask to be moved in. We'll ask about day. Oh, they can declare weather preferences. That's cool. Yeah, so let's declare love for. I think she's more of a sun kind of person. Yeah, I don't think she's really big on the rain. And at least we just got a couple more days of this rain till we get some sunshine later in the week. But I do want to actually. Oh dear, yeah, that's a problem. So the game has just randomly generated cold weather outfits for a bunch of the Sims in the world, and it has resulted in some interesting outfits. Yeah, I tried to because I made a lot of the Sim. Jeez, what is going on with? What are you doing? What on earth is? Who is that? That's Malcolm Landgrab, right? Or no, Jeffrey. What on earth is Jeffrey? He's just running around in circles there. I guess he really likes the rain. I don't know what exactly he's trying to do. But yeah, I made a bunch of the Sims before seasons even came out. So yeah, some of the Sims I didn't set cold and hot weather outfits for. So yeah, fortunately the game has created its own outfits, which usually doesn't result in clothing that makes sense. All right, so I think we'll just have her finish up her drink and go to the, or not, I guess we'll just go to the bathroom or drink that at the same time. But after that, I want to finally get onto a bit of gardening. It looks like Jessminder and Brendan are out here taking care of the garden. I think we'll go, I'm not sure if we want to bother with the bees right now. Well, we can have her do that a little bit. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. She might end up getting stung, maybe not, maybe it'll go well. But we'll let her go out there and do that. And then she did also have an assignment to purchase some. Why? You didn't even do anything. Come on. Let's go bond with the bees. Let's go. Let's do that. I want to see how this goes. But she did have the assignment to purchase some garden seeds. So I think we'll have her do that after. Okay, I guess she's like, nope, nah, not really in the mood for bees right now. Whatever. All right, we'll just go ahead and purchase some seeds. So what do we want to go with? Maybe some starter vegetables. I think I did see that there was packets for the different seasons, but I don't see that coming up. Maybe that's something that comes up when they get a higher gardening skill. We'll just get some starter vegetables, though. And we'll go ahead and open that up and plant a bunch of the seeds that she got. What? That's weird. All right, I don't know what just happened there. Okay, now she's going to tend to the bees. Or not. Don't really blame her for not wanting to deal with that. All right, we'll just exit out of that and open up the seed packets and see what we got. Do a little bit of planting. All right, so there we go. So we've got 6 bell peppers and 3 spinaches. So we'll just go ahead and drag. Okay, all right, so we'll just go ahead and plop this. I think we'll plant them over here. Yeah, so there we go. We'll stick that there. I can't put that there. Unfortunately, I don't think they're really able to get to the ones. Well, they should get to this spot over here. Yeah, I unfortunately didn't think about that and place that a little bit too close to the garden. So we'll just go ahead and plant this as well. And they did, as I'm sure most of you know, overhaul the whole gardening system. So they just made it a lot easier to do mass gardening, which is really neat. So we'll go ahead and have her plant all of those. All right, they're finally doing some garden. I think there might have been some kind of glitch caused by the umbrella because I just reset her and then now it's working. So I don't know why. I think there was some kind of weird glitch going on, maybe partially because of the umbrella, but we'll just go ahead and have her plant that. Okay, yeah, the club gathering is still going on. All right, there we go. Glad to see it's working now. Yeah, I think that probably was also why she unfortunately wasn't able to tend to the bees. Yeah, it's a problem. There's always like weird glitches like that when an expansion pack just comes out. Let's go ahead and plant that. And let's see if she's... I don't think she's on to... Yeah, no, she's... I don't think she's super close to being on level... Oh no, she actually is getting pretty close to being on level 2 of the gardening skill. And it would be really cool if we could reach that before she works tomorrow. Speaking of which, what time does she work? 8 a.m. Yeah, it is midnight, so I think she probably should be getting home soon. But first I wanted to see if we could actually have her bond with the bees now, because hopefully that will actually work now. And then I think after that I'm going to have her go on home and wrap up the part here. And unfortunately we weren't really able to get into the gameplay much, but that's kind of how first parts of Let's Plays always are. It's a lot of... Oh, there we go. Glad to see that's working out. It's just always a lot of, like, introductions and... Oh, dear. There we go. Yeah, that went south a little bit. But, yeah, it's always just a lot of introductions and getting to know the Sims. But we will get more into the gameplay in the next part. So I think, like I said, we'll have her work from home and actually just come here to do her work tasks. And then after that, once Robin's home from school, I think we'll have her meet with her Misfits group and hang out with her friends and all of that. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this part. I hope you're enjoying this series so far, and I'm just really excited to continue it and get into these Sims stories. So with that, I'm going to leave off here, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and bye!